Are you currently struggling to profit sports betting? I can guarantee you DraftKings Pick6 can change that, and I'm going to explain exactly how to do it step by step. I have made over $44,000 in just 5 months of 2026, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis to profit long term. Now, DraftKings Pick6 is essentially a DFS app just like PrizePicks or Underdog, but with a peer-to-peer twist. Now, what do I mean by that? Essentially, on DraftKings Pick6, you are betting against other users. You are not betting against the house. And the reason this can become really important to sharp sports bettors is because of the amount of profit they can make on these apps. Typical DFS apps like PrizePicks will limit you to $1, $5 per slip, or even $25 a day. They will hard limit you if you show them that you can profitably sports bet long term. Even if you're currently not able to play on DraftKings, you're able to play on DraftKings Pick6 in a lot of states. Now, how do we beat them? Okay, how can we beat the other peers on DraftKings Pick6 on a day-to-day basis? What's the main goal? To find props on a parlay that hit at a higher rate than 50-50. Because just like every other DFS app, Pick6 is a fixed payout platform. Now, what does that mean? You can take the over or the under and you get the same exact payout no matter what side you choose. There are no fixed odds on DraftKings Pick6. All we need to do to be able to profit long term is find props that are better than 50-50. Now, how do we find props that hit at a higher rate than 50% on a 50-50 payout platform? Essentially, what we do is we compare the props on the board on Pick6 to the sharp market. We find the favorite side and we find the underdog side. And then all we want to do is take the favorited side on every single square. Parlaying enough favorited sides on every single square with the right type of slip will be able to profit long term and take the house edge away and allow us to profit long term. So now if we switch over to the computer and we take a look on DraftKings Pick6 board, I'm going to take a look at NHL because the rest of the games are currently live. But if we just take a look at Jack right here on his shots on goal, over or under 2.5 line. As you can see, I can take the over or the under and I will get the same exact payout of a 3x on a 2-man, a 6x on a 3-man, etc. Now what that means is no matter what side I choose, I have a 50-50 chance of hitting. Now what if I told you this exact square doesn't have a 50-50% chance of hitting? It actually has an edge to one side. If we take a look at the sharpest sportsbook in the world, FanDuel, they take the most volume on player props and they are known to be a $33 billion company that knows exactly how to set their lines. If we take a look at this exact Jack line for his over and his exact line for his under, we can see that plus 106 is the over and minus 138 on the under. Now, what does this mean initially? This initially means that this is a favorited side on the under. So just blindly taking this on the under is already a good enough bet. But what we want to understand is what is the probability this actually hits, because there are hit rates we need to hit when putting these props in. If we go over to Upside Tools and we take a look at the fair odds calculator, essentially what we want to do is put in the plus 106 on the over and minus 138 on the under. And what we'll see is initially the implied odds and the fair odds. What are fair odds? Essentially removing the VIG or the juice that these books have, essentially the house edge that they have on you every single prop. But once we take that away, 45.5% of the time, the over is going to hit. And 54.4% of the time, the under is going to hit. Now, what does that mean for us? If we just go back and look at this square, over or under, we thought it was 50-50 initially. But now we know 45% of the time the over is going to hit and 54% of the time the under is going to hit. So what side would you choose? Why would we take the over when you can just take the under and get a 10% more chance that your square hits? Now, if we can do this over a long period of time, consistently putting in higher percentage plays to hit on a 50-50 payout platform, we automatically are going to profit long term. Quickly before we continue, if you do want to try all of my plays 50% off, you can get the first link in the description and use code YouTube at checkout to get every single play for a full month half off. And you can try Upside Tools for 5 free days, and if you use code ICON at checkout, you'll get 25% off your first purchase. Now let's get back into the video. Now it's not just as simple as that. We also have to remove the juice and the VIG that the house has on every single prop. The way we do that is by building the exact slip types that are the most profitable slip types to be able to profit long term. Now, if we just take a look at the hit rates that you need on DraftKings Pick6, it is slightly different to the other apps because of the slip types that you are able to build. Now, the most profitable slip type to build is going to be the 3-pick power. Now, the reason this is because you need a 55% fair odds without the juice hit rate to be able to be profitable long term. The lowest percent with the lowest amount of variance. Now an 8-pick flex would be my second favorite slip type because you only need a 55% hit rate just like the 3-pick power. You will deal with more variance, but of course you're going to deal with bigger payouts. A 80x for an 8 out of an 8, a 3x for a 7 out of 8, and then you get a 1x if you do go 6 for 8. Now the beautiful part about the 55% hit rates on the 3-pick power and the 8-pick flex, you do need a 55% hit rate to profit long term without purple. But what is purple? What are these extra payouts you're seeing on DraftKings Pick6? You're actually able to get an extra payout on this platform because of the peer-to-peer style. Now because when you're building your slips you can only build one sport on that slip type, you're actually put into pods with other bettors. If you're able to get lucky and be one of the only sports bettors that actually profited in your pod, you're actually able to get some extra payouts of purple. Now how does this work? Essentially you get an extra multiplier on your bet. So initially if you built a 6x with a 3-pick power, you could get a 12x in payout, as well as if you build an 8-pick 80x, you can get lucky and get a 100x payout. I've seen the craziest payouts with this purple, and that is why it is one of my favorite apps out there right now. Now this also works for all of the other slip types, but because these are the lowest fair odd percentages needed to be able to be profitable, if you are building these out and you are also getting purple, you are going to increase your EV, aka expected value, over the long term a lot. Now to continue, a 4-pick power needs a 56.23% to hit, and a 5-pick flex needs a 57.68% to hit. And then you have the 6-pick flex that needs a 56.11% hit rate. The reason the hit rate for 6-pick flexes and the 5-pick flexes are a little different is because of the flex type payout. Now on a traditional DFS app like PrizePicks, a 25x flex was the most profitable slip type, but on DraftKings Pick6 this is a little bit different. Now the reason the odds are a little bit higher and you need a little bit better of props on this app is because of the flex payouts. You only get a 1x return if you go 5 out of 6, opposed to the typical 2x return on a 5 out of 6 on the flex play. This does make this slip type not as profitable as it is on PrizePicks, so I highly recommend moving to the 3-pick power, or for bigger payouts, an 8-pick flex. Now that brings me back to the jack under 2.5 shots on goal. Is this a profitable square? Well, now that we know we need a minimum of 55% hit rate on all of our squares no matter what slip type we are building, and we're building a 3-pick power or an 8-pick flex to get that, we need this to be 55% or better. As you can see, it's 54.43%. So without getting a purple boost, without using the discounts, or without using our own winning boost, there is no way to actually profit with this prop type. But that is the beautiful part about DraftKings Pick6. They do give you boosts. They do give you the stat slices and the squares that are boosted at 1.5x, and they also give you the purple payouts. This makes this a lot easier to profit if you aren't hitting the hit rates you need to hit. But lucky for you, I can show you exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis to make sure I'm getting props that are over that 55% edge. Now, as all the games I've already pretty much played for the day, luckily I still have one more prop on this board. Now, as you can see, Skylar Diggins on the over 2.5 rebounds in the WNBA, we are currently getting a 55% hit rate or minus 122 odds when we build out a 3-pick power or an 8-pick flex. But if we take a look at the sharper market, FanDuel, which is the sharpest player prop book in the world, DraftKings, which is the exact same app, so we're not going to take that line into account, and then ProfitX, a very sharp exchange, we're getting an average of minus 150, because remember, we're not comparing to DraftKings. It is the exact same company. They're going to have the exact same lines. But as you can see, two of the sharpest books in the world have this set at minus 150, giving us a 55.7% hit rate. Now on paper, a 55.7% hit rate is only going to be profitable long term if you're taking it on a 3-pick power or an 8-pick flex. But that also factors in you're not using any discounts, stat slices, or getting any purple winning boosts. Now I would not rely on getting purple. Now I would really rely on the discounts and the boost that Pick6 gives you on a day-to-day basis. They give you different sports boosts and they give you different stat slices for every single sport. Now we have a Discord for all of these plays. We are beating the hit rates, we are using the discounts, the boosts on a day-to-day basis, and we're building out the best possible parlays you can build currently on DraftKings Pick6. You can get all of these plays with the first link in the description. It is 50% off if you use code YouTube at checkout, and you're able to try all of these plays for a full month half off. This is one of the easiest apps to currently beat, and it has the least amount of limits because of the peer-to-peer style. We also take advantage of pretty much every single DFS, sportsbook, and exchange in our Discord, and you can see all of the wins here on a day-to-day basis, and you can also see our members' tracked results right here. You'll see that everybody is profiting long term. We do not guarantee locks. We do not guarantee on a day-to-day basis you're going to win. We can guarantee long term you're going to profit by line shopping, EV betting, and using correlation to profit long term. Now, if this video helped you out in any shape or form, please make sure you subscribe, like, and drop a comment for the next video you want to see. And if you do want to try all of my plays 50% off, once again, code YouTube at checkout. First link in the description will take you there, and you can get every single play for the full month half off.